You needed it.
Chickens you used to steal,
I don't feel no more.
rabbits you used to shoot.
I don't shoot no more. Girl, you used to chase. I don't chase no more.
Get ready, brother. Your time has come. Stand up, you sinner. We got you at last. You can't get away. There's no time to play. Your finishing wine to be fast. Brothers and sisters, come on, get hot. We'll amputate your bodovio and tie your bones in a knot. Bid it, did it down. Did it, did it, da da down. Did it, did it, da 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 down. Bid it up, did it, did it,
Brother, you sure gonna get your face lifted. And a permanent shave. Ha, ha, Where you want your body sent? Body? Huh? There ain't gonna be nobody. Ha, ha, ha.
You can't make any excuse. So till we fix up the loop. Swing your sinner for making chickens elope. You're at the end of your rope, so just give up all hope. Swing your sinner. We'll stretch you like a giraffe, maybe what you would have. Just give us a laugh. Swing your sinner.
And a one fish, two fish. And a one fish, two fish. Had the sound on. And a one. I don't hear anything. Had the sound on. I don't hear anything. Did I switch my speakers? I didn't switch the speakers over, did I? I don't hear anything. Did I switch my speakers? Okay, there we go. Now I hear it. Switch the speakers to the headphones. Now I can hear myself. There we go. Now I hear it. Okay, Twitch is good. Let's go check the YouTube. Are you the YouTube? Are you my YouTube? Let's go check the YouTube. Are you the YouTube? YouTube is good. All right. I think I'm going to refit some older outfits to Genesis 9 today. I think I'll start that. I have a couple of sets that were just Genesis 8 that I do want to actually make for Genesis 9. Those are the two first CC Basics 1 and 2. I want to make versions of that. And that's probably all I'm going to do tonight. Although I also want to convert Cave Clothes 1 and 2 up to Genesis 9 as well at some point. So, and those are on the list. I've updated the list. I added a Disco Dolly outfit. I have to, actually, I can get rid of these two because they're done. They've been submitted. So let's delete those two lines. I'll delete those rows. So I'm in process with the bra and panty set. I'm making good work on that. I'm going to say in process on Asymmetrical Swim because I think that's ready to start moving into Daz. So we'll do that. Elvic Celtic. I haven't even started that, although I almost opened up Marvelous Designer, started doing that. But right here, we'll do CC Basics. Here, I'll say started on this. And I have started a hoodie. We have started Letterman. I don't know if there's anybody here, but I think on Saturday, I'm going to do shoes. So Letterman outfit is actually, in Marvelous Designer, it's in pretty good shape. I have to get in there and maybe finish some stuff off and start exporting it out to DAZ. So that will be for Genesis 9. Maybe Genesis 8 female. I don't know if it's really worth the it it doesn't Genesis 8 male takes too much work for me to do because I'm not pipelined. I'm not set up to make outfits for that. I might just make this for Genesis 9. We'll see. Um, I had somebody ask me for sexy Girl Scout outfit. I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. They initially said, would I do a Girl Scout outfit? I'm going, you know what? I'm not going to make kids' clothes. And then they're going, well, I'm actually kind of an adult sexy stuff. So I might do that. I don't know. We'll put that in there. Disco Dolly. I think it's going to be like kind of a halter top with bell bottoms and some platform shoes. That might get so I'll need shoes for that. Medieval Princess will probably need shoes. Reporter would need shoes. That needs boots. You know what I'm going to do for this one though? I'm going to cannibalize the roller skates from the Car Hop outfit and make that into the combat boots. And then Tiny Tank and Panties set. I haven't quite decided what that's going to look like. Classic PJs is in the future. So today we're doing CC Basics. I'm going to do this one. And for this one, the original one didn't have fur. We're going to do fur for the Genesis 9 though. But anyhow, let's do this because I actually, I'm going to say started on that. And let me set up a directory for this. I have a directory for this, but I'm not happy with what's in it. So I think I might scrub everything out of there. Here, let's go take a look. Let's launch DAZ. Hey, DAZ. I have something set up, but it doesn't fit. So it makes me wonder what in the hell I was doing. So I'm tempted to just trash all what's in here right now and then restart. I think I'm just going to move these over here for now. And template should be good. Documentation. You know what? We're not going to need a documentation. Let's do a browse to this folder and see what we got in here. So I'm going to probably redo the data folders. I did this more than a year ago. You know what? I'm going to, yeah, I think I'm just going to trash these. And by trash, I think I'm just going to throw them over here in the whip folder for now. Take a look. What do I got in the whip folder? I got nothing in the whip folder. I found the tank top, but I'm not sure what I called the shorts before, so I'm going to try to hunt those down. Let me get a copy. I found the tank top for Genesis 8 in Marvelous Designer, so what I think I'm going to do is save that out of the garment into this whip folder, and then we might refit that to Genesis, but we'll see. I think I'm going to try to auto fit it first. We'll see what that looks like, and then maybe we can tweak it from there. So I want, is it the t-shirt cropped? I think it's the t-shirt cropped G9. That is not the, nope, that's a completely different outfit. That is a kind of a cropped t-shirt, not the cropped top. You know what? I kind of like that, but for something else, gotta say, I'm not crazy the way that runs, but that's kind of how clothes works sometimes. But that's not what I was looking for. So it must be Tight Tank. Maybe it was Tight Tank. Is actually the crop top I'm looking for. It's a crop tank. It has under boobs, but our character's got clothes on, so we're fine. All right, let's save you as a garment. File save as garment selected. We'll do that. And I'm going to send that out to... Oh, there's a folder. This is cutoffs. There's a fair chance what I'm looking for might be in there. I'm going to say, where am I working? That was over here, CC Basics 01. So let's put that over in here. Crop tank. We'll do that. All right, I don't need you anymore. Let me take a look at what else we've got floating around in here. So was there a cutoff shorts? There is a cutoff shorts. Do I have a whip folder? Is there anything in here that is like, there it is. Are you what I'm looking for? I think I found it. Buttonfly pants and cutoff shorts. That might be. I think that's what I'm looking for right there. Oops. Damn it. That didn't open up in the one I had open. That's opening a new copy. Bum, 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 bum. Bum, 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 bum. There we go. Yeah, that's them. You know what? I am going to rework these just a little bit because I've got that new way of, or maybe I won't. I'll take a look at how this is done. Let's save you as a garment. File, save as, garment selected. Am I going into the, yep, there we go. Cut off shorts. I'll say cut off shorts. It'll make it easier to find later. And we'll save that there. All right, I'm going to close you. So now let's pop over into, I'm going to install the Genesis 8 version in here. And that way we can reuse the texture files, although I might swap them out for better ones. Not gonna lie, I may have gotten a little better at this stuff in the last few years. And then maybe not. We'll see. Browse the folder location. Let's do that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to run over to, this is over my Renderosity folders. So I think, is it in, was it online? Renderosity product submissions, there we go. CC Basics 01. I'm going to put that over there. So I need the one that is this one right here. I'm going to copy that, come over to this folder right here. We'll paste that right there for now. And then I'm just going to extract that into here. .7-zip, extract files here. Okay, we don't need documentation. That's a Renderosity thing. Templates. We should have templates now, right? Crop top and cut off shorts. You know what? Let's consolidate that. New folder. CC 01. And I'll put those in there. So now let's see how this goes. So if we refresh, if we come here and we refresh, we should get that Genesis female, and then we'll pop down to here. I can just steal the button. I think Yo, Alana, how are you doing? Good to see you. It's been good to see you streaming again, too. I don't have a... My mod's not in today. Do I have a... Lana? Is it Alana? I don't remember if I had a custom command for you or not. I don't think I did. Dang it. Dang it. I'll have to just do old school shout out. Anyhow, I don't know if anybody else is here. I'm doing all right. I've been down a little bit recently, but that's okay. It happens. Um, so today I'm converting old clothes to the latest Genesis figure. So never anything exciting on a Chris Cox stream, but good to see you. So here, let's just do the auto, and let's see how this goes. And you know what? I'm going to say bodysuit tight template on that. I'm determined to stream again, just lowering the bar all the way to the floor. Nobody but us chickens, yes. Well, you know, the people who really want to be in your stream don't really expect you to have to actually be professional or anything. We just love it when you're there. Okay, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do this one here. Let's see how this goes. Oh, the lies. You've been here on Saturdays. You got some. Well, I appreciate you popping in on Saturdays. What type of item is this? I'm gonna say bodysuit tight on that as well. Let's see how this goes. I want to see how this, do I have a, I might rework this just a little bit if there's not a little strip of cloth in there. Yeah, I have ideas about how to be a better streamer, but they can't work if I'm not actually being a streamer. There is that, yes. Oh, the best viewers. I do have the best viewers. Why, thank you, Mr. Bot. Now, if you would just hold still for just a second, that is the wrong browser. That is the right browser. There we go. I'm sorry. It did say I had the best viewers. You tried. I think I'm going to have to reshape this a bit, but we'll see. So anyhow, we're designing for a female shape, so let's dial that in. I'm still not quite sure that's... And let me see... I haven't actually looked at this outfit in a long time, so I'm not sure what I have in here. I got back pockets, I got belt loops, I got a zip one. What is zip one? These are probably my secret holders. Zip one, cutout opacity, zip two, cutout opacity, zip waist, and zip two waist. Oh, there's a zip one. I don't think you do anything. Ideally, there would be a little strip in here that holds everything together. I might rebuild this a little bit. Also, I think I will reshape it with Marvelous Designer. The shirt, let's turn the shirt gray and see how it looks. I think I might reshape that in Marvelous Designer as well. They're just not quite right after the auto convert. So we do get to play with this. I don't need her. Are you doing anything? No, you're not. You're not doing anything. There we go. I'm gonna get rid of that one. Let me see if the and I've just covered up chat. My bad. One of the disadvantages of the way I stream is I occasionally will cover up chat and can't see if anything's going on. Not that a lot goes on anyhow, but still. Okay, that is there. That is over there. You're going to come over here. We're going to load in a Genesis 9 female shape to start with. And I'm going to see if, you know what, I don't need. You weren't supposed to come in here. Oh, you're left over from before. Never mind. Let's see, if I put that on there and we do that, I think it might be a little... Actually, that's not too bad. I can probably get away with just shaping it like that. And it actually is designed to have a little bit of underboob showing. That was a design choice. I think that's actually going to work. I think I can live with that. I think we'll export this out as the feminine shape. Then we'll convert it over to the base shape. So let's do this. File, export, OBJ selected. In that, I'm going to come over to projects. And you're in basics. I forgot that I had all this stuff in a folder called basics. And we're just going to come over here to basics 1.9 and stick it in here. And you're going to be cropped tank. There we go. G9. And I'm going to say M so I know it's the female version. The hardware struggle to get looping has been a challenge. Ooh. You got something sorted, but it seems every time you turn around about software firmware. Dreammon Music has that problem too. It's like every time she streams, her system decides not to do something new. And by new, I mean not work again. Same thing. Yep, every time you turn around, something seems to break. I've been really lucky. I haven't broke audio in like the longest time. It breaks at predictable points when I update OBS. Streaming without cam or mic. Oh, that's right. You were micless last time I saw you. You were doing the co-working streams, right? She can use all the support she can get, honestly. It doesn't hurt. I'll do a quick shout out. I do have a Dree command. I don't mod as well as I used to. I barely mod, honestly. I'm usually there before the other mod gets in, so I usually will start the song list and that's about it. Well, Rapid, welcome. Ooh, we got somebody on the YouTube. I'm making clothes for Dad's studio. I'm converting old outfits to new characters. And my heater just came on. It'll turn off in a minute. I'm considering temporarily switching to Meld so you can futz with OBS to set up a fundraiser event you want to do this winter. Okay. I appreciate that. Thanks, Rapid. And what am I doing? I'm exporting. I'm exporting this shape. Okay. We have exported this shape. I'm now going to convert this to the base. So let's load the base in as a morph target. Let's say okay to that. And I'm just going to impatiently wait. And then I'm going to come over here. And I'm just going to, you know what? That looks a lot nicer. So we're going to export that out. Export OBJ selected. Crop tank G9. We're just going to say G9 on that one. And we're going to say okay to that. And now we're going to pop over here where we just auto converted this from Genesis 8 to Genesis 9, but you know, that's less than perfect. So I just kind of tweaked the shape a little bit on that. We're going to update that geometry with what we just did. Fingers crossed. I'll use the, I'm just going to do vertex position. And I've just got to find where I was. The eternal navigating. You are in basics and you are the Genesis 9 and it's in the whip folder and that is the one we just saved. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to accept that. And that's looking good. It's a potential business offer. Oh, I thought that was just BRB from ads. Okay. Did I not see all of the message? All right. Anyhow, I'm going to accept that. It did not match. No. I don't think I really need it to match. Let me check my UV set. Did I not select everything? Let me check my UVs and see if they're still the same. I think they're still the same. I may not even really need this. Did I bring in? I tried to bring in. You know what? We're just going to redo you from scratch. I'm just actually, let's do. Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of you and we'll just rebuild this. We'll do an import. I'm just going to take that one in. We'll just accept that. We'll select that. We use the transfer tool. Select the Genesis 9. Select the cropped top. Let's just do bodysuit type and accept that. I'm going to have to rename these, I think. Did I still have the other one in here? I don't. I'm going to load the other one in here just as a reference. And I'm going to select that. And I'm going to see what these surfaces are. Oh man, you have so many different material zones. So where was that? If you aren't the right top. Do I have? All right, I'm apparently have loaded up the wrong one of these. I'm going to switch over to wire texture shaded. Yeah, why are you different? Freaking little hellspawn. Top one and top two. You know what? I'm going to. The pink-eyed kitty is very cute. Oh yeah, it's a holiday. I couldn't decide if I wanted to go with the spooky cat from last year or the pumpkin from the year before, so they both get to be on stream. Switch back to texture shaded because I can't see what I'm doing here. Let me try this. If I just select you, can I just copy and paste? I want to also, let's take a look at the UVs. So that looks okay. You look kind of small though. Oh, that's what happened. I forgot to check a box when I exported. That's probably what it's doing. Let's try this again. Okay, let's file. Although, where did the... I have to assign materials, but we'll do that later. All right, let's try this export again. File, export, OBJ selected. It should have been okay though, but let's rewrite over you. Yes. I'm going to remember to check this box this time. Nope, I'm not going to do that. Never mind. Unified, there we go. Unified UV coordinates. I'm going to turn these off. I'm going to say okay. All right, now we'll come over here and swap that out. Also, let me just see if I can find that the latest version of that, or figure out where I changed the name. Cropped. T-shirt cropped G9 pack. T-shirt cropped. Is that from today? That is from today. That's from today. That is from today. All right, let me carry on. Yeah, that's not matching. Damn it. Means I probably broke something in the interim. Let's leave that there. All right, let's reload in the one I just saved out, which is that one. All right, now let's check the UVs on that. I think that looks fine. The other one looked denser. It's like it got saved at... This will probably be okay, though, I think. I don't know. Let me put the other map on here and see how that's looking. All right, back to perspective view. I'm going to copy this. And I'm just going to paste it onto here. I think that might be okay. Let me just do a quick render and see if I can see anything that's looking amiss. Yeah, I don't know what you want. You know what? I think that's going to be fine. Yeah, all the seams and everything seem to be in the right spot, more or less. So I think that's going to be good. All right, I'm going to cancel that. I'm going to close that. Let's run the transfer tool on this. Are you my transfer? There's the transfer tool. You're going to Genesis 9, crop tank, tight template. Accept that. All right, let's throw D-Force on there. Let me check the simulation real quick just to make sure. I think it's going to be fine. I can see the other shirt moving in the background. I should have gotten rid of that. Except I need this for the list of names. So what I need to do is I need to give these surface names to this. So I have top 1 and top 2. Your top rear. So what I think I'm going to do is we'll select this. I think I want to take that texture off because it just makes it hard for me to see what I'm doing. So that is something I did want to do. What am I doing over here? You know what? I'm going to copy this. And actually, let's just pop down into here. Actually, I'm just going to need that one. Can I select 2 at a time? I can't. Never mind. Let's browse the folder location. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to grab that. I'll grab these as well. And you know what? I'm going to grab that D-Force presets. I'm going to copy those and bring them over to here. I'm totally have gone the wrong way or something. Where wasn't I? Didn't I have stuff right here? I think I did. Although I don't see it anymore. Did it get overwritten? What the Farfignugan? Oh, I moved him out of there. Never mind. All right, I gotta grab some other folders too while I'm at it. So I'm just gonna pop into here real quick and steal these. Copy those. Pop back over here. I'm gonna need these eventually. It's getting there, thanks. Did I paste those in there? There they are. Okay, now I can come back to here. I can go back to where I was working. And then we can refresh this, and we should see these other directories we just put in here. So I'm going to take you to, and I don't know if I say Jersey White, is that what I've got right now? It is. Jersey Beige. None of that's working because the material names are all wrong. Never mind. We'll just put a basic mat on these. I'll just turn the opacity to full. Did that not work? Is opacity full not working? Are you? All right, now they're working. Okay. I just had crappy generic materials on there. Now I can kind of see what I'm doing. I'll do that. This makes it even easier. Also, I'm going to do the same thing to this one over here, just to make things. So it's just easier for me to see what I'm doing. Okay, so I need... So there's a little trim, I think, on this side here, right? Oh, did I... There we go. No wonder it was looking funny. I got a little trim zone right there. Trim sides. Okay. I have to get those out. All right, first things first. We're going to do some geometry editing, and I'm going to reassign all of these different names. I think we'll start with calling it top 01. And I'm going to call this, we'll call it trim. Actually, I need to do it like this, right? I'll just call that trim arms. We'll call it trim arms to start with. And now I've got the wrong thing selected because of course I do. Is this working out? I still have it backwards. Damn you. There we go. That's what I want. Trim arms. Okay, there's a little strips on the side that we're going to turn into trim sides. First up, I'm just going to hide all of that because it makes it easier to work with. I'm going to switch over to wire texture shaded. This little strip right here, I'm going to just select that carefully. And then we're going to make a material that says trim sides out of that. So create material from trim sides and accept that. All right, then I got to do the same thing on the other side. Carefully. Dang it, can I just deselect you and then select you? And then we just add that to that. All right, so that one's done. That's good. I think you are top 01. I can just easily select that and create surface from selected and top 01 or top 02. And accept that. And then back here, I gotta remember what is the geometry selection, select connected. Control asterisk, is that what that is? Yep. All right, that's select collect. So that is top rear. And accept that is good. Now let's hide the top parts. We'll bring out this trim again. And then I just have to kind of figure out trim collar, trim chest, trim lower, trim shoulder. What is trim shoulder? Oh, trim shoulders is a little strip on the top. Okay, got it. Oh, and that's over on the other one. Okie dokie. I think we'll start here. That's probably going to be trim chest. So let's start working on that one. And accept that. And I'm going to actually just hide that. And then we can just grab the other side. Grabbing these. And I'm going to assign them to trim chest. Oops, dang it. Damn it. Did I actually delete that? Where did it go? It went to this default group. There we go. Let's rename you. Can I rename you? I can't rename you. I can select you. Actually, you're not visible, so I probably didn't select you. I can select you, and then I can reassign you back to trim chest. And then I can accept that, and then I can add these to trim chest. This time I'm going to remember to assign, and I can do that. Then I can control multiply that and assign all of that. I'm going to take that H and make it not capitalized. I hope I can do that. So that is good. These are trim arms. The rest of these are pretty control. And that's trim collar. Trim collar. I hope that's right. If we hide you, looking good. This is probably should be trim lower. Nope, that's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted right there. Create surface from select. That's going to be trim lower. And then if I hide you, you're good. If we hide trim arms, that's good. So I think top two, top, what happened to the top one? It's part of top rear. Okay. Oh, that's because I selected the whole thing and assigned it. I think that is trim shoulders. It is now. But let's go take a look over here. You had a more distinct zone over there, didn't you? I don't really need a trim shoulders, honestly. I have to say, that's kind of annoying. I think that's good. And these get assigned to that. And now I think I'm good to go. Geometry visibility, show all polygons. I should probably make a shortcut for that. I have one up here for clear selection. We'll use that. Now let me see if those material files work. There we go. Because it has all the same material names. Except you, I probably spelled wrong or something. Shoulder is not shoulder, damn it. Let's go fix that. Yay, yes, and there was much reducing. All right, now let me see if when I put the material file on, does that go away? That does. All right, now they work. Okay, that's good. So where am I with this? I have converted the crop top to that. Let's get the, let's do a couple more things and then I can save it. Let's add the D-Force modifier on here. There is D-Force presets. There we go. Oh no, you're from something else. Over here, these presets. It's either tank top, D-Force full, or D-Force. You know what? Did I put the D-Force on there? I did now. Okay, I don't need this anymore. I think I can safely delete that. I'm going to run the sim again real quick just to see what it does. I can probably tweak that a little bit. So let's stop the simulation right there. Let's clear that. Let's come over here. I'm going to make a little tweak to the simulation. I'm just going to double check. I don't know if I was doing this in the... You shouldn't be there. Can I just remove you? Yep. Okay. Now how are we looking? Yep, I got simulation settings. Excellent. Bend stiffness, we're going to make you 0.1. We're going to add a little bit of contraction to it so it shrinks up a little bit. It gets tight to the body. Should be good. A couple more things to do. Let's come over here, edit geometry, convert to sub D, and then edit geometry, add smoothing modifier. Let me check the rigging really quick. You know what? That's not too bad, I think. Yeah, I think we can live with that. All right, let me put the white back on here. Oops, I got the wrong thing selected. No wonder it didn't work. All right, and then slide back to texture view, if I can remember where it is. And then let's save that out as a modifier figure prop asset. This one here as a figure prop asset. Is that good crop? Let's call you CC01 cropped tank G9. All right, we'll do that. And I'm going to rename this. Can I rename you? I cannot. I have to do that in Explorer. I want to rename this. All right, let's take out that space between C and C. Let's put 01 there. Let's put cropped tank and cut offs. And I'll say G9 on that. All right, now we'll pop back over here and I got to do a refresh so that we can update the name of that. All right, let's save this into here. Where am I? I'm over in the underwear. I don't want to be in underwear. I want to be on the crop top, crop cutoffs. Basics. There we go. And people and Genesis 9 and clothing and that and in here. I'm going to save that right there. And we hit save on that. And you are going to be... Let's do this CC Basics and let's tweak that name a little bit. I'm going to say CC01. Let's say CC01G9. And that's probably good. And let's let's tweak this to be a little more descriptive. We'll call it a shirt. And then we'll accept that, and that gets saved off. All right, let's see if I have the same sort of pains with the shorts. Have I saved you as anything? Tight tanklets. File, save as. Save this somewhere. Let's save you. What is in here? I thought I looked in there. I think I didn't see anything. Right there. Let's save you in the whip folder in here. Let's do file, load in, add garment. Let's do file, add garment, and let's see if the shorts. Actually, here, let's do, I'm going to get rid of that, and we'll load the female one back in. And then we'll try this. All right, I'm going to lose the button. And then if I sim, does this come apart? Or do I have something in here holding it together? Yay, I have something in here holding it together. I thought I did. I don't see it though. Where is it? Is it just pinned? What are... Oh, are you just sewed on? I can't tell what I'm doing anymore. It does kind of droop down in the front, didn't it? All right, let's see how this works. That looks like it's got the proper names, although I'll probably have to clean those up. But if I'm lucky, file, export, OBJ selected, cutoffs, G9 fem. Save that. What the hell? Oh, you know what? It's because I got these on top of that. It'll probably be fine. Okay, is it good? It's probably fine. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. Let me see if I can get lucky. You know what? I really probably don't even need those, do I? So I could probably... Actually, I should probably keep them hanging around. And I just hit the wrong thing. And we'll just come over here and fit you to the base. Do I have something frozen in here? I probably have something frozen in there. I don't want to have anything frozen. Okay, I do have to rebuild this just a little bit. I know, it makes it easy for me to tell what's going on with this stuff. All right, I gotta go back to the female shape and then put this back on. And what I need is I need a real thin strip in here to hold those together. It's the choice is it makes it easy for me to see the different parts. That's what it is. It's not actually a style. It's a process. So what we need to add is just right in here. That's 145.5. So I'm going to take just a teeny little strip like this. We make you 140 and 3. Say okay to that. And you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to assign these to trims, and that's going to become zipper, and I'm not going to use the other zipper part. Also, I need to run you through here. So I should have measured those. That's 39. So 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll do that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to sew this little strip into here, and then I'll hold everything together. At least that's the plan. So we're going to start sewing a little there. Sew a little sew a little there. And I'm just going to sew a little wee bit there. I'm going to do this other side at the same time just to make it a little easier. Then take this and sew it along here. And then that. Oh. And sew you along to here. Okay, I am going to organize some of these materials a little different than what we have right now. I can still use the same files if I really need to. So shorts trim. I'm going to make these zips shorts trim. I'm going to take this zipper, this zip right here. Come on, drag and drop. Put that there. And then I have this waistband trim. And we'll turn these into waistband trim. All right, let's see how this is fitting. Okay, so this holds this together, and then when I want to make a version that will come apart, I will just delete that out. And it's one real thin strip. And let me make sure property there, we're going to make sure those are quads. And I should be good to go. And that's invisible, so I don't have to worry about it lining up. All right, we do this. Let it settle for a little bit. I'm going to tweak the thickness on that a little bit to make it pop even more. Actually, I'm going to do something stupid here. And see if... Did that do anything? That did. Now it's really acting up, so we're not going to be that stupid. I'm going to be this stupid. I'm strengthening the inside of the pockets up to make them hold their shape better. I think I'm about ready. Although that stuff wants to really kind of touch. I can probably work my way around that later, though. I think I'm good. I think I'm good. All right, now we're going to do our exports again. File, export, OBJ selected. Cutoffs G9 fem. There we go. Save that. Do I want to replace it? Yeah. Okie dokie. And now we'll reapply the base shape as a morph target. All right, I think that's good. We'll save it again. And this I'm just going to call cutoffs G9. And save that. Oops, I forgot to hit OK over here. All right, we should be good. All right, now we'll set it up for this. So we need to do an import. That one there, cutoffs G9. And accept that. Looking good. Let's tweak your name just a little bit. Actually, let's do... let me test it real quick. I'm going to do that, and we'll just run the simulation. Yeah, that's not going to work out well, is it? What is my... I'm not entirely sure what's causing that. I might be able to get away with that by changing some settings. Oh no, you broke everything again. Now you're on mobile. Oh no. How does this happen? You have angered the gods greatly. All I wanted is to switch to listening on your speakers because your headphones are tiring you out. I can get that. I mean, that shouldn't be that hard, right? That should be a matter of just going over and saying speakers instead of headphones. This does not bode well. Now all your Twitch tabs are error 3000 and even YouTube is silent. No, it shouldn't be. I know. Test. I take it it's a test for yourself. You, am I supposed to say test? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, you can at least type in the PC Twitch chat. You just don't hear anything. And listen to me on mobile. Mobile tends to have longer latency, or maybe it was just my experiences. Yeah, obviously a bit behind. What happens if I make all of this for and then export you out? I know. Audio engineer isn't what you wanted to do. You just want to be able to use it in the way it was meant to be used. Something in here is too tight. Just hang out, make some cool music while you're at. There you go. I have an idea what might have happened. I'm going to cancel that if it'll let me cancel. I did so. You know what? Let's try this again. File, export. OBJ selected. That number is too large for what I'm exporting, I think. Maybe not. It just looks like it's a little large, though. It's like I'm exporting something that I shouldn't be. Was there an option in here? Select all graphics and trims. I don't need that. Do I have top stitch in there? Is that what's going on? Single object, unified coordinates. Let me say okay to that. All right, that is not going well. I'm going to do that. Let's try this again. Let's try the import again. You know, that looks better. I was probably playing with top stitch on that. Bad, Chris. We're going to test this again. That's much better. That's what it was supposed to do. All right, I want to resize this back to just the female again. Get rid of you. Load you in. Refresh. Let's see if we can drag those pants back up. Maybe not that much. All right, I got to export this again too, because I want that shape. All right, file, export, OBJ selected. Will we do the feminine shape? I don't know why I can't say that sometimes. Here, we're going to turn that off. That was what was causing my issues. And let's say okay to that. Let me check something. Do I have top stitch in here? I do probably, don't I? I have a little bit of it. And it's set to be an OBJ. We'll set that to be texture. That should fix it. Words heart. Yeah. I'm going to hit save on that. Should be good. All right. I think I'm ready to move along with this. The cutoff should have most of the materials as the other one, except they'll have garbage names. So I got to go clean up the garbage names. So here, Marvelous Designer adds all this little extra garbage to material names. So we're going to clean those up. And then I'll see if my material file is from the old one that I made more than a year and a half ago. Still work. All right, is good. Let's come over here and let's go to the shorts material. I have the shorts selected, so if I do that, are those just off or is that name wrong? Let's take a look at our UVs and see if these are something in the wrong spot or something. It should be part of the... Oh, it's like the whole thing. So I probably screwed up the name down in here somewhere. Oh yeah, there. It still has the garbage in it. That's why it wasn't working. I find it fascinating how much stuff about sewing I recognize in work. It is very much based on sewing. That's the reason. That's one of its strengths. Actually, there's a sister program. There's a sister program for this called Clo 3D, which is actually used in the apparel industry. So, I mean, I don't know with Marvelous Designer, but it's a lot like Clo. And for that, I could actually, if I were to use this to make patterns, it would probably more or less be pretty close. I don't know if I can actually say this stuff out in such a way. All right, let's try the material file again because I fixed that. There we go. Happiness. I'm going to redo these materials because I'm going to take this. There's a little strip right in here. And we're going to turn that invisible. And that's what they're going to look like. And then I'm going to put a button on here. Although my button should be over here. I don't know. I think they do now. Um, I have a friend who's actually in the apparel industry, and she uses a program called Optitext to design her clothes. I'm pretty sure they've probably done it for a couple of decades. At least in the large, the real retail world. All right, I think I'm kind of happy with that. Am I moving along? Okay, so I'm gonna have to kind of redo these a little bit because they need to be modified to account for this little strip here that I'm repurposing to be invisible, but pretty close. Let me we'll do the black. I'm just going to make you invisible, and this is going to be the version I'm going to save. I got to do a couple more things on here, I think. Did I already convert you? I haven't converted you yet, so let's do the transfer tool. Activate transfer tool, select our Genesis 9 figures, select our cutoffs. I'm going to use, that's a pretty tight, we'll say tight. That's true, yeah, home sews are another story. Although you can buy PDF patterns off of Etsy. Sometimes when we find a pattern we love and make it multiple times, like remake it in different sizes if we change size. There is that, yes. And when I was working for an investment bank, one of the ladies I worked with made all her own clothes. So I've done that. Let's go to the next thing. Edit. Geometry. Convert to sub D. Edit geometry. Add the smoothing modifier. And think I'm ready to save that. But you have to watch out now because some patterns for sale were made by AI and they're. Oh, that's true. I would imagine. That would be nasty. Because we know how good AI is at writing code. Now they have AI videos that look scarily good. Am I ready to save this? I think I am. I think I am. Did I put my D-Force on here? I'm going to put my D-Force on here. I'm going to tweak the surfaces just a little bit for the D-Force. And then we'll save. Let's change the bend stiffness. I can never find bend stiffness. There it is. 0.1. And I think that's good. I think I'm going to make the waist a little stiffer. So we'll just set it to 0.7 like that. I think this is ready to save, so let's get that saved out. Actually, I got to change the name a little bit. Let's clean the name up so that it looks more consistent with the other one. CC01 cutoffs G9. There we go, that's better. Now we'll save that. Right there, CC01 cutoff shorts. Do that. Switch you to say pant. We're gonna make the product. Oh no, I forgot what I made the product. I think it was this CC01G9. I'm gonna double check that though before I end up with too many of these things. Which folder am I in? I'm in the right folder. Yay. So we're going to come down here to the data. I'm going to do date modified. And I think this is the one right here I want. Yep. Okay, we're good. So I'm going to accept that. I'm going to... You may link a video so we can teach our moms to spot AI videos. Yeah. I think my mom's still relatively cognizant enough to spot that she's aware of things like AI and knows not to trust it. She seems every bit as sharp as she ever has, and she's in her 80s now. I still get stuff that I look at and have to think about in my email real quick and go, yeah, it's probably a scam. And I know what I'm doing, so that worries me sometimes. So I have a button. I'm going to put the button on here. And then I'm going to and then I'm going to save the undone version. And for that, we're just going to pull this little... Actually, I'm not going to save the undone version because I have to add a lot of morphs. I think I got to do that still. Sorry, you let in the Red Bull. Oh, what was I saying? I don't know. Was it about my mom, who's in her 80s, who still seems every bit as sharp as she ever was? And she is a sharp person, so that's not... It's like... Yeah, my mom's the same as she is when she was in her 30s, and she was stupid that no. Oh, my mom. And then there's the emails I get in my box all the time, and occasionally there's one that I'm going, wow, that's actually a bank I do business with, but I'm not going to click on that. If it's okay, yeah, go ahead and type in a YouTube link. Oh, you wanted to? Oh, may you? Yes, share a video by all means. And thank you for asking. But yeah, you definitely have a permission. You're still a VIP. And you deserve to be a VIP. Oops, I clicked on it. Oh no, it's a scam link. It's that Liam Neeson. It's AI Liam Neeson. Oh, the Corridor Crew. I love them. Ah, you deserve it though. Um Oh, AI Liam Neeson. Yeah, the latency's killing me. Um I do love the Corridor Crew though. Oh, really? They do a lot of special effects videos. Uh, rating good VFX artists react to a lot of stuff like that. They do a lot. They do a lot of cool stuff. I like their videos, although they always chock them full of ads. But I don't know. Their entertainment factor allows you. It makes it okay. They're advertising to you. Oh, VFX artists rate special effects. They do stuff like, yeah, right. Okay, I gotta resave my button. So let's do that. And I'm lost now. Oh, my thing has gotten funky. Hold on, I gotta reset my content directory. Oh, is it? I do have a bad tendency of doom scrolling those as well. But they're all my friends. I have personal relationships with all of these people in YouTube Shorts. The actual definition of a parasocial relationship, right? Um, Hank Green cares about me. What am I doing here? I am coming back here. Not you. There we go. Can I come back down to my directories now? Yep. You know what? I gotta go get my button. There we go. We're gonna get our button. We're gonna resave our button. As a figure prop asset. You got completely lost, didn't you? Where is this? Save. I'm not saving an image. Damn it! I clicked on the wrong thing. I wanted to save on that. There we go. And you're going to be... I'm just going to say button. And I'm probably not going to save this, but we're going to put the button on the shorts. So I have to do this. And I'm going to call you that there. The rest of this is probably okay. I need a spot to put the button. Actually, let me change the color of the shorts so I can see a little bit better. You know, these aren't lining up quite right, are they? I might have to tweak these UVs a bit. Were they broken before and I never noticed? That would be sad. Hank Green lost a little bit of your love over the knitting video. I have to say, I didn't really notice the knitting video debacle. I think I heard a mention of it, but I don't really know what it was. Now I have to. It really is more of that SciShow lost some of my trust, but I know that the Matt Castile incident, so shouldn't have much high expectations. I don't watch the SciShow. I know you get your creators and then they do something. They almost all of the creators I like tend to like this media aggregator thing. I'm just waiting to find out that that's a giant scam. I think what was it? There's a lot of creators were like advertising some free thing that actually turned out to be almost basically malware. I've got some weird stuff going on in here. I have to kind of maybe try to figure out if I can fix that. Anyhow, let me attach my button to my shorts. Let's do geometry assignment, create a rigid follow node. They took down the video, which they never did. What was the... are you willing to type out what the gist of the knitting video was? I'm going to say node button. I do remember one of the atheist creators I follow really stepped in it when he made a video on trans people. He kind of deserved all the shit he got. But he came around. But still, it's like, if you don't know what you're talking about, dude, don't try to be smart and step into something you probably should avoid. On the other hand, these guys, all these video creators are like, I think they're like under real pressure to just keep cranking material out. So sometimes they will do things that it's probably ill-advised for them to touch, but they feel the need to create content. Right, I'm going to accept that. All right, I'm going to move my, I need to do a little bit of tweaking here. Is that a pelvis? Are you a pelvis? That is the part right above the pelvis. That is oh no, hold on. That is the pelvis. Okay. So I'm going to take that and put it on the pelvis there. And then we're going to take you and we're going to straighten you up a little bit. About that is, it had two problems. First, there were a ton of just plain incorrect information, which they passed off by saying their viewers didn't know about knitting. That is, yeah, saying you're passing off just because your viewers don't know about a subject, that actually makes it more important you get it correct. Because you get it incorrect, and you like become the basis for a lot of people's information on a subject. Two, it was done in a pretty nauseating and patroning way. Nerds had no idea it was science until physicists discovered it. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm not surprised they've got viewers who are knitters. I know Twitch has got a big crafty community. Is that good? Where's my button? I put the wrong thing in there. Where's my node? Oh, my node's on the wrong thing. I gotta do this again. Let's try this. I'm gonna put my button right there. Node. Button. And button doesn't have a Y in it, so we're gonna remove that. No, it's nice that you popped in and you're keeping me company while I'm basically working, which is what my streams turn into. And I like your working sessions too. And what are we doing now? We are... Did I create... Where's my node? Where's my node? There you are. I'm going to put you on spine 1. And my button needs to go on spine 1. My button needs to go on... Actually, before I move my button, I got to make sure my node is zeroed out. I'm going to do that. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Well, I guess with the knitting video, now that I'm thinking about being so wrong, I guess it makes sense that they took it down. All right, how's my button looking? My button can use a little bit of adjustment. I'm going to put you in there. Yeah. There's a lot of times I probably wouldn't stream if I didn't feel like I should do it regularly. And at the very least, at least it gets me motivated to at least get work done. I think that's going to be good. I'm going to memorize that button. So anyhow, let's memorize. Let's memorize you. Memorize selected item. I need to hide you. I need to memorize again, just in case. I'm going to lock you, and then I'm going to memorize again, just in case, because I don't know where. Lock selected node, and then memorize the locked node. There we go. And then we apply the button onto there. Is good. Let's memorize the button. Memorize selected item is good. I'm going to select this and save this with the button. Damascus steel is also so wrong. So I'm really thinking it was the pushback on the patriarchal tone that made them take it down. It took them several. Who, Hank Green or the Psy? And they really got it right in the end after some super bungled attempts. The drama that's somehow hilarious for a few weeks. I think I'm good. All right. I'm in the wrong folder, so let's pop over here. Let's do this. I'm going to save that as a wearable preset because it has the button on it. And we're going to say cut off shorts. And I'm going to say closed for right now. And I don't want that. I don't want that. I certainly don't want the eyes. So we're going to accept that and save those shorts. I want to check what's going on here versus the original ones. I might be able to tweak my UVs a little bit, and it's a few minutes before 9. I'm going to try to call it a day about 9. I should be able to do that. But my UV map's looking a little weird here for some reason, so I don't know what happened. I'm either accidentally looking through something. Let me hit a render, because I might have transparency going on, which is interfering. So let's do this just to double check. SciShow, unfortunately not Hank. Oh, unfortunately not Hank. Hank didn't come up with a good apology. Damn that Hank. No, that looks fine. Although I probably should slide you over just a little bit. And oh, and I still have that still showing. I think I'm just going to move you over a wee bit like that. And then I'm just going to rememorize that. And then I'm going to make sure that's invisible. There we go. And I think this is going to look okay. My button's probably floating a little high. Hank has a lots of plate in the air, and for SciShow, he's a presenter, so it's fine. That's just because he came across as misogynist and came out of his mouth that nobody else was attempting to fix things. Would have been nice to hear a good apology from Hank. Yeah, and then let me check out SciShow before I forget, because I'm forgetting already. SciShow. Am I already subscribed? I might be. I don't know. That doesn't look overly familiar. I'm not subscribed. Let me hit subscribe on that. Doesn't Hank have a brother? I think Hank's brother was the one I first saw on the YouTube, but I can't remember what he is because I haven't seen the dude in a while. And I remember he talked about his brother Hank and how Hank finally got a URL or something that he wanted to get. I'm gonna switch this to. There are some videos from experts explaining what was incorrect in the video, and someone made a "here's how it could have gone" version that you haven't watched, but mostly because you want to see that from John Green. All right, John Green. Yes, John Green. And it's funny. I think I saw John Green a lot before I saw Hank, and now I only see Hank in my feeds. I'm going to turn this on to iRay so I can see where I need to push this back a little bit. So when I render, I use a little bit of displacement, which should pop the mesh out a little bit. So I think I'm going to just take you in a little more. That'll probably be good. So I think I'm going to memorize that. And then we're going to resave the shorts. Vlogbrothers. They do so much great stuff. Oh, they have a channel together. All right. You know what? I think those old textures are probably good enough. I might work the fringe a little. No, I don't know. I'm going to resave this. And I think I might call it a day here. They have a white noise video for sleeping where the profits go to charity. Nice. They seem like good enough people. You never know, though. Like I said, you're following somebody who seems cool for a while, and then you find out they voted for Trump. I better not say that too loud. My mod may hear it. I am saving you as a wearable preset. We're gonna save you right here. And we're replacing that. They made an app called Focus Friends that's great for ADHD, but hilarious. It involves knitting a little. And got some basic things wrong. Oh no. If you're making something, if I were making a video on knitting, which I don't really know anything about, other than the fact I did some crochet like 25 years ago, I would probably have somebody who actually knows knitting take a look at it. Yeah. All right. Let me see. I'm going to save this, and then I think I'm going to call it a night. Thanks for being here. It was good to see you. I don't know if anybody else is in chat. We had our friend who you thought was actually just here to sell me stuff over on YouTube. Here, let me just give you a shout out again. If there is anybody here, go follow our friend Elena Phenomena. It should be back streaming maybe a little more regularly. It's been gone for a while, doing a little bit of work along streams. Maybe we'll get some music streams if the looper and the sound stuff ever gets sorted out. In the meantime, I do like the just hanging out with your working streams, co-working streams. Those are cool. And I'm going to accept that. I'm going to back off. I think this is coming along. Except my shirt. Let's put the no, I got the texture on the shirt. I'm making progress. Anyhow, I'm going to turn the IRA off. We're going to find somebody to raid and call it a day. If you got any raid suggestions, let me know. Otherwise, I'm going to see if any of my art friends are on. And barring that, maybe my friend Irumakin is always a good choice on Thursdays. Dr. DK, aka Bad Tooth Records, might be on. That's always a good choice. Yes, praying for the tech. We shall worship, sacrifice a chicken. Bad Tooth is on. All right, maybe we'll go say hi to Dan. I love Dan. But I'm just going to double check and make sure, real quick, make sure I don't have somebody else who I probably think we should raid. I raid Dan an awful lot. I raid Irumakin an awful lot. I'm not sure who Reboot Tech is. All Music Considered is on. I was hanging out with them Sunday. I haven't been hanging out with them too much recently, honestly. I haven't been hanging out with the music streamers as much as I used to. I have art friends now. When I first got into Twitch in 2019 and 2020, I didn't have art friends. I only had music friends and people who hung out with music friends. And now I've got art friends and other people who are my magic friends. Magic Twitch is the best Twitch. InfoXR, InfoXR. If you're not familiar with InfoXR, I highly recommend Jack. Probably one of the most entertaining people on Twitch. He's a magician. Let's go over and say hi to Dan, Dr. DK. I'm going to do that. I don't know if there's anybody else watching me besides you. They aren't super sharp balloons. I'm going to try to remember that. Hold on. Can I copy? Can I copy? Nope. I'm going to have to do it this way. Let's try this. I have to see how you spelled it because I can't spell with a damn. Did that work? Sharp balloons. I'm going to drop a follow. All right, I've dropped a follow. I'll see if I can remember to check them out. Anyhow, let's do this. Magic adjacent with balloon animals. Ooh. All right, let me do my round of shout outs. I sell products at Daz. So if anybody wants to go throw money on stuff to use in Daz Studio, feel free to check out my stuff there. Hey, I have a Discord. Feel free to join. I have a gallery. Put stuff in the gallery. We share it on Saturdays, 8 p.m. Saturday Night Social. My next stream will be 1 p.m. on Saturday. We will be doing more Daz stuff like this. So if you need a nap, feel free to come in. I'm pretty sure this will help you sleep. And did I shout you out again? I think I did. And my mod wasn't here today, but check out CS Bond. Super cool cat. He hasn't been streaming, but he does have a Discord. If you need a place to share your not safe for works artwork, as long as it's not straight up porn, you can probably share it there. My Discord, I wouldn't share. My Discord, Twitch safe. His Discord doesn't have to be Twitch safe. Hey, look now. Thanks for popping in. You caught us just in time to leave. And you're over on YouTube, so thank you. Remember, if you're on YouTube, like and subscribe. If you're on Twitch, feel free to join the raid. I'm going to throw out some raid calls here now. If you're not a sub, feel free to use that. If you are a sub, you can use the sub raid call. And let's do this. Go over and say hi to my good friend, Dr. DK Dan, aka Bad Tooth Records / Raid. He is doing Americana Trash brand of music. Super cool cat. Highly recommend him. Control V. Did that work? All right, here we go. And thank you all for being here. I appreciate it. I hope you all have a good rest of a Thursday or a Friday for those of you on the happy side of the planet. And hasta la vista, baby.